okay, well, we need to know the greatest prediction. And at the end of the day, it's most likely going to be that everything's going to happen on its own, right? That I really don't play a role. What's going to happen is a question that suggests I'm not really going to do anything. I just came up with this analogy yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. But it's like you have like this woodworker, right? And they can make this table, right? Because, you know, you come into this place.
You gotta love woodworkers.
Right. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just bought a whole bunch of tools this year. Are you kidding me? And I still want to buy more.
Yeah.
You know, but I got some more.
It's one of those things. It's like camera gear, tools, trucks.
Yeah.
There's something about a man and getting gear or equipment.
Well, we did a real
thing.
Yeah, we did a lot of renovations, so it was very.
It was justified. Yeah. You built a big fence for the alpacas, a bunch of other things.
Yeah,
you built some sheds, cabanas, a bunch of other stuff on the property. I feel you. I get it.
All.
It's justified.
I built a trough.
I'll validate. Yeah, I'll validate you. Yeah, no problem.
That's all.
I'll validate your purchases.
That's it. So essentially, like, you know, the household needs a table, right?
Yeah.
The woodworker is very skilled. The woodworker can build a beautiful house, right? That's within their capability. Within their being is the ability to build this incredible detailed house. But the need right now is the table, because that's where people need to eat. That's where people need to gather. That's where people need to, you know, they need to use that every day. That's where they're at.
Yeah.
And so the woodworker comes in and builds a table. And you might have somebody that goes, you're holding back. You could build this incredible house. Why are you building a table? You're holding back. You're not expressing what you're truly capable of or what's truly within you.
Yeah.
And the woodworker says, no, because this is what's needed right now.
Yeah.
This building a house, that may come 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road. And that's kind of the position I've taken over the last, I would say, maybe 7 or 8 years. Right? At the beginning, I was kind of more the house. Right?
Yeah.
It was like
we had to build the biggest thing to change the world, change the movement.
It was more so about we need to like share the deepest of truths, the deepest messages that don't relate to
everyday
what
people.
we're doing, right? At all, right? And so I find there's a lot of people that are really sort of stuck in that space. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people are like, what's going to happen next? You know, what's the next channeling going to say? Right? Where is that going to lead us? Right? This is a huge phenomenon that's been happening for a long time, right? Hey, do you guys know what's supposed to happen next year? Right?
Yeah.
I have friends of mine that this is kind of the way they're perceived amongst their audience, where it's like they want to know, like, hey, what's the prediction coming up, right?
Yeah.
And then so you ask your question, like, what position is somebody in when they're coming from that? Well, they're uncertain, and they want uncertainty, which means they're not okay with uncertainty right now.
Yeah.
Why are they not okay with uncertainty right now?
All kinds of different reasons,
it's an
right?
Interesting question, right? But it also says in most cases, and this may be like slightly off-putting to some people at first, but if you stick with it, you can kind of see where it goes. But it also shows we're in a position of being disempowered, and we're actually trying to look to someone to give us something that might make us feel like
we're further disempowering ourselves by trying to find ourselves through validation of something else. We're trying to validate or externalize what I'm going to use the word should be an internal process, or at least gets to be an internal process.
Absolutely.
And if you can find your own internal process, therefore you can discern your own version of truth, whether it be capital T truth or lowercase t truth for you. Yeah. It doesn't matter, because the point is that you can find that internally and then kind of move from there.
Yeah.
Which is so different than constantly starving and trying to find it externally.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of moving from this position of like, don't worry about what's going to happen, because there's, again, what it's created in this space is this idea that it's like, okay, well, we need to know the greatest prediction, and at the end of the day, it's most likely going to be that everything's going to happen on its own, right? That I really don't play a role. What's going to happen is a question that suggests I'm not really going to do anything.